Hi, Paulo. How are you?
Hi, Andrew. All good, man.
Oh, wonderful. Cool. So, this will be a really quick chat so we can be aligned on the position details. Sebastian talked with you, I think, some years ago
Yeah.
for another position that we had. And right now we have another one for a backend developer, as I said to you in the messages via LinkedIn. The company is in the betting, online betting, slot machine businesses. So they have the online and also the physical machines. We have been working with several different positions with them. We recently filled a position for a front-end developer using Angular. And right now they need someone to be a back-end developer using Node. And that's basically the stack that they are working at the moment. This position is remote. Okay, all of our positions are full time and also long term. Okay, we signed a contract via Deal. Deal is a platform that allows us to hire from anywhere in the world. So it basically skips the process of us opening a company in the country that we want to hire, complying with all the government's requirements and etc. So basically, Deal does that for us. We have an account with them. We will have an account with them. We will sign the contract via their system, and then your payments you will receive in your Deal account, and then from there you can withdraw to a bank in your country or a payment system like Wise, Payoneer, or PayPal if you want to. So it's very simple, very straightforward. And also, there's one detail that I like to be very clear with the candidates is that the client does not offer any kinds of PTOs or days off. Okay, so this doesn't mean that you won't be able to go out, enjoy vacation, travel if you want to. You want it only to align with your project leader. And if they are okay with that, we are also okay with that. We attended, I will not approve or disapprove anything. It just means that won't be able to pay you those days off. Okay, so I like to be very clear with the candidates so we don't have any surprises through the process, or even worse, if you want to hire you, if that's the case. So, yeah, I think that's basically a brief overview on the position. Talking about the vetting process, we have this first conversation so I can answer any of your questions, introduce you a little the opportunity, the client get to know you a little better, and after that there is a call with the, I think it's the team leaders. Okay, so you will get to know a lot more on the project, the expectations, the company, and everything else. And after that, there is a last call with the CTO. If I'm not mistaken, let me check if it's for this or another client. Yeah, so it's an interview with the managers, and the last one, an interview with the CTO. And this last one usually can be a little more technical because it's the CTO, and it can take a little while to schedule the interview because CTOs, they have lots of responsibilities, meetings, and everything else. But the whole process shouldn't last more than 2 weeks. Okay, so it's a really quick process, and they are really interested in filling the position as soon as possible. So yeah, I think that's basically it. And yeah, so if you have any questions, is there anything specific that you would like me to know?
Well, I think you already answered a lot of questions that I was
Okay.
about to ask you, but yeah, that's okay for now.
Could you tell me a little more about, the most recent projects that you worked in? What were your responsibilities? What was the target problem that the project that you worked solved? And how was the process and the technologies you used?
Okay, my last, well, big project that I had was I work right now for a real estate company. So we had that website in WordPress. It's a very old and legacy WordPress. And then we decided to, okay, let's move forward to a different technology to help us to develop new products. So then we choose to use the Strappy, which is basically a different CMS, but more, modern CMS, I would say. And then to do that, we needed to develop a lot of scripts to do the migration of all the data that we had on WordPress to fit on that new model that is the Strappy. And after that migration, I needed to develop a new API gateway to connect the website with different products and different partners on the company. So I needed the development of that serverless API gateway process, and yeah, I think this one is the most recent one that I've worked on it.
Okay, cool. And let's think of a situation. So let's suppose that a stakeholder wants a new functionality in the product that you are working in, but they want in the same time in 3 months the functionality, and that isn't possible for what they want. How would you explain to them that you cannot deliver the solution in 3 months, and thinking as a non-technical stakeholder, because that's the case of most of the times.
Yeah, okay. I usually, when I have this type of scenario, I what I do is I explain step by step the process to develop that feature. So basically, oh, okay, we need to develop that, and then I, instead of saying, hey, this is not possible, I started to break down everything. Hey, to do that, we need to do X, U, and Z, and then we're gonna accomplish that. So explaining the process, it's very easy for the guy who is asking me to say, hey, this is not possible to do. So that's my approach for that. And even though if he decided to, hey, but this is not possible to be do like to be done in 3 months, then I would say, hey, I have to do all that. If you are saying to me that all that is possible to be done in 3 months, how can I do that in 3 months? It's like a two-way communication in that case.
Yeah, for sure. And what's your experience with architecture design? Starting a project from scratch, your process to define the architecture and the things related to that, and keeping up with the project until the project is up in the air.
Okay, I do that a lot here because I need to describe the entire architecture to the client. So I usually do like a draw. There is a tool called Draw.io, and then I break down everything. And one thing that I like to do before to develop the architecture is understand the problem, because sometimes we are as a developer we are concerned about the security, about the performance, but for the product guy this is not really important, and then I need to balance that. So first of all, I try to understand everything that the product guy is trying to accomplish, and then I try to make that balance, and then I decide, and then okay, this is the rules of the game, and then now I just develop the architecture. So usually I draw something using Draw.io and present to them, and then we develop.
Cool. And is there anything that, when you start building the product, and after you understood what the team wants and the product team wants, is there anything that you always have in mind that you need to, be aware of when building that?
Yeah, I would say two things. First thing is logs, because it is important to have logs, and some developers don't understand that. It's very important to have logs at the right place. And the second thing is, of course, security. We need to think that the requests that we are receiving, if it is one API or something, the requests that we are receiving can be something malicious. So I try to for every single API that I develop, I always think about, okay, where's the logs and where's the security? How is the security of this endpoint? So yeah, I would say that.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I think, Paulo, that's that's all from my side. As I said in the beginning, since you were already interviewed, this is a really short conversation, so we can be aligned in the details. As soon as you send me your resume, I will forward it to the client so they can start looking into your profile. And if they want to schedule the interview with you, I will send you a message. I imagine that in your CV, you will have your phone number, so I will send you a WhatsApp message so we can have a more efficient communication. Okay, and if you have any other questions, if you need anything else, just let me know. And let me see, by Tuesday on the next week, the 27th, if we don't have anything scheduled, I didn't send you any update or anything, you can please send me a message asking about the process so I can check directly with them, whether or not they want to continue with the process, and I will let you know. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh, do you have any other thing that you remembered throughout our conversation, or that you want to ask?
How many developers do you guys have on the team now? I mean, talking about that particular client, do you guys already have someone working for that client?
Yeah, we have that front end developer that I mentioned to you. He joined, I think it was in the beginning of this month, but I think that's basically it. They are a fairly new client with us. Let me just check. But the team overall it's much bigger than what we have working with them. Yeah, that's it. We filled a position for that front end Angular developer, and he joined in the beginning of the month.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Wonderful. Paulo, it was a pleasure talking with you. I wish you a really good luck on the process, and I hope to come back soon with some good updates to you.
Likewise. Thank you for your time, Andrew.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.